Don't ever go for Molly-Mae.
Well, you have to have thick skin to work in this industry.
So I know that's been a big thing with the tabloids. A lot to do with attacking women.
I don't even think I even said anything bad about her. I was just like, she's got her body back.
Hi guys, welcome back to Tea at 4. I'm Lauren.
I'm Ellie.
And this is the podcast where we talk all things that should have stayed in the group chat.
Woo! Ooh, 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 ooh.
So today we've got a special guest.
Yes.
We are joined today by Sukaina.
Hello.
Lovely to have you on the pod.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's so lovely to be here. I'm looking at your little setup here and I feel right at home.
Yeah. It's cozy.
It's cozy.
Yeah.
Tea time, you know?
Small is the words. Very cute.
Yeah.
Would you
like
mind
it.
introducing yourself for our audience?
Of course. So I'm Sukaina Benzakour. I'm a TV, entertainment, showbiz and celebrity journalist and TV presenter and podcast host.
Oh.
I do a lot of things. I'm just everywhere.
A woman of many talents.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Love
can
it.
do it all.
We
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, you're clearly proving that.
So what made you get into journalism, but more specifically the entertainment world?
When I was in college, I used to love writing. So I loved writing. And I remember one of my teachers at the time, she was like, you're a really good writer. You should do journalism at uni.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'd never even thought about it until then. I was like, well, really? So that was it. I ended up studying journalism and I loved it. And I really got to know, how it works. I did radio journalism. Obviously, I did print.
Nice.
And I got to really sort of decide which area of journalism I wanted to be in. So after uni, I actually went into local news reporting.
Oh.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
understand.
not my cup of tea. I mean, I did things like court reporting.
Horrible.
Death knocks, because you used to do them back. They've cut them off now.
What
You're not
death
allowed
knocks?
to do them. But death knocks were basically when someone would die. Sorry to be morbid, but when someone would die, you would go and knock on their door and get a quote from them. So imagine a woman's son has just died, and I've got to go knock on her door and get a quote from her.
What, being like, yeah, really sad my son died.
Yeah, because we'd have to report on the
Yeah.
story. So we'd be like knocking on people's doors and oh God. But the thing is with local news reporting, it was like you really get to learn all the skills that you need to be a good reporter. So it's like, as much as it wasn't great,
Yeah.
I learned so much, like court reporting, speaking to people on the street, just all kinds of stuff. So, but then after I did that, I realized I didn't want to do that. I was like, this is boring. This is not me. I need to
Yeah.
add a little spice.
100%.
It's
Going
not me.
from court to like Kardashians.
Exactly. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I was like, nah, we got to step it up. And then I just sort of fell into showbiz. I always knew that I shine on the red carpet because I love to chat to people.
Nice.
And that was kind of what I fell into. And then obviously now I work as a showbiz reporter and TV reporter at The Sun. Can't get more tabloidy than
Sure.
that, really. So
Yeah. Okay, so a bit of backstory. I did broadcast journalism at uni, and what I learned from doing that was that I didn't want to be a journalist.
Right.
I think because it was so cutthroat and brutal at times, like you're saying about the the court reporting or is it death knocking, door knocking?
Yeah.
And I guess, how do you protect your mental health working for a tabloid like The Sun when they've got the audience that they have and the comments that you might receive?
Yeah.
How do you kind of go into that with like a very, very stable mind?
Yeah. Well, you have to have thick skin to work in this industry. You do. Because you are going to deal with a lot of noise. You're going to deal with a lot of people's opinions. I get horrible emails sometimes just for no reason. Like I wrote a story on Molly-Mae getting her body back. I received so many hateful emails.
Don't ever go for Molly-Mae. You'll always get hate.
I got so many horrible emails and I was like, guys, I'm just doing my job.
Yeah.
Don't take things personal.
Right.
I'm really good at not taking things personal. So I just don't let people trigger me that much because I'm quite professional. I remain professional. So it takes a lot for me to get triggered.
Okay.
So have thick skin, Don't take things personal. Remember, people project. People
For
project because, you know, let's be real. Happy people do not hate. They don't.
Fair point. Yeah.
They don't. Like someone
Yeah.
who's happy in themselves and their lives, they
Yeah.
don't have the time to sit and write out
That's
a
very
horrible email to this journalist that you don't even know.
Yeah.
Because you never know what someone's going through. So I really feel like protect your energy, protect your peace. Don't read the comments.
Yeah.
That's my number one tip. Don't read the comments. Don't, you know, just don't. And yeah, just remember why you did this job in the first place. Remember your love and your passion for it. You know, you're here, you're doing what you love. So
Yeah.
always remind yourself of that, I would say. Yeah.
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 And also in terms of like staying true to your title, it's obviously amazing how far you've come and what you've earned and what you've produced in that role. Say if you were going to the Oscars and you were in an after party, would you admit that you're a journalist, or would you want to kind of, you know, be a part of that environment and not have people worry about being on guard around you?
Yeah. I mean, that's a really good question. And, you know, that's something that I've experienced over the years a lot, because there's just something about people not trusting journalists. And I get it. I do. I get it. You know, some journalists can be very sneaky, you know, just kind of, you know, hidden agendas, all of that stuff. But personally with me, I've always showed up like in full authenticity. Like I've always been myself.
Yeah.
And I would never do a job that I couldn't be myself in, or I had to maybe change who I was as a person. That's just not me. So I love what I do. I'm very passionate about it, but I also have morals.
Right.
And so I'm not this journalist that's like, well, how far do I go to get a story? I don't move like that. It's like stories come to me. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'll be at, you know, an after party and celebs will just come and chill with me. I've made so many friends who are like in the public eye, but they're friends with me because they like me. They like my energy. So they're not, you know, and then afterwards I'll be like, well, by the way, I'm a journalist.
Right.
But it's so like they warm to me because they just, I don't know. You can usually tell when someone's fake.
Yeah.
You know, and in the past people have been like, oh, but you're really different. Like you're not like these journalists. I'm like, yeah, because I'm a girl's girl, first of all. Like I'm very honest. I'm very genuine. I would never backstab someone. I would never put that kind of bad energy out into the world.
But where's the line when it comes between your job and then
Yeah.
getting friendly in that environment where, like, say if you had a good rapport with someone and then some information comes out and you're thinking, God, that would be a good story. Like,
It's
do you
happened.
have that battle with yourself, or?
Yeah, definitely. I always have that battle. And sometimes stories will come to me very naturally. So I'll be chatting to someone and they'll just drop this piece of news. And I'm like, well, oh, how do you feel about that? Yeah. And so what have you done about that? And we get chatting. And I'm like, I think you should say something. I you know, like I had I won't say who it was, but the celebs, but I was at an event on Friday. And some of the stars were like speaking to me about something, and we were sitting down, we were just having like a girly chat. It was very authentic, very real, about dating, but it was quite scandalous. It was the sort of stuff that you'd put in the Sun. So I was like, how do you feel about that? You know, you are in the papers. People kind of know what's going on with you and this ex of yours. How do you feel right now? Are you in communication with him now? And she was actually very open and honest with me because I did not pressure her.
Right.
It was like she was talking to her friend. And I was like, would you like to have your say? And she was like, yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. You can write this. You can say this. She's like, I want to speak up.
Oh, wow.
Because sometimes people want to be heard,
Yeah.
but it's the way they want to be heard.
Okay.
So they want to say what they want to say and they want people to hear how they feel, but they need to know that they can trust you to put that out in the way that they would want to be perceived. Does that make
right.
sense? So because she spoke to me, she kind of gained my trust. She realized I was a good person, like I'm a proper girl's girl. She felt comfortable to tell me stuff. And she was like, yeah, if you want to write this, you can write this.
Wow.
Do you see what I mean?
How would you go about that situation?
Is it from a source, or is it from like they've come to us and told this story? Like, is it exclusive?
Yeah.
or-
It's an exclusive. When it's like from the person's mouth, it's an exclusive. If it's something that sometimes maybe the star doesn't even really want to say, you could be like, okay, well, we'll just say this has been said by a source or something like that.
Right.
But usually if the person wants to have their say, like if there's, for example, if there's like a very kind of messy breakup in the public eye, okay, and I happen to meet one of the girls and she's been dragged by her ex in the media, she's going to be like, no, I want to say something.
yeah.
But she needs to know that I'm gonna portray her in a good light. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? So people need to know that they can trust, because it's not that they don't like journalists, but it's just they're selective with
Yeah.
who they choose to tell
The story.
the story
Right.
to.
And would they get paid for that, or is that just a case
just
of them
their-
kind of clearing their name?
Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do get paid for it. When we do like these kind of exclusive sit down interviews, like a tell all.
Right.
If it's something really big, then yeah, they get paid for it. It's you know, it's an organized interview. But if it's kind of like just we're at an after party, we're at a event, and I've just caught you and you've said that, I'm like, can we write that up? And she's like, yeah, fine.
Wow. How much would someone be paid for an exclusive?
Do you know what? It depends. And I can't give you a price, because obviously different stars have
Yes.
their,
Yeah.
and obviously the managers negotiate the prices. But I know people who get paid like, 4 figures.
Oh,
Let's have
You
some.
know,
that.
I mean, look, if it's a big if it's a
Wow.
big story,
yeah.
the paper want to get hold of it.
Yeah.
So there's going to be competition from other publications.
Right.
So they're like, you know what, we'll pay this. But if it's, something that's really like in the public interest,
Yeah.
if it's something that's going to do really well, if it's going to be a front page, of course,
Because
they'll pay.
I saw that you were with Callie that was on Love Island, and
Yeah.
then obviously Lewis was on All Stars.
Yeah.
And there was like the whole thing because he said he was like a committed father, whereas like
Yeah.
the exes came out and were like,
It's
so-
messy.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
a very messy breakup. So
Yeah.
surely if you're friends with her in that situation, you have a different opinion as to what's going on in the papers. So how does she not want to have her say in that kind of situation?
Yeah, so with that situation, I think, Callie's so sweet, by the way.
Yeah.
She's so lovely. She's a really good mom as well. She really spoke to me about how she wanted to sort of really protect her daughter in this situation.
Yeah.
So she was like, I don't even care about any of this. Like, my main priority is my
Yeah.
daughter right now. So she was like, I'll do whatever I need to do to protect her. So in that sense, I was like, you know what? Let's put a pause on this, because I'm not gonna push for something when it's very sensitive.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I'm human as well. So yes, I'm a journalist. Yes, I have a job to do. But sometimes, that kind of, I don't know what it is. It's like, when you just connect with someone and you're like, no, I'm not going to write a story about you. I'm just not.
Yeah.
I don't, you deserve your privacy.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know. It's, I guess it's morals. I don't
Yeah.
know.
And in terms of the situations where you might not have a direct source come to you or have that conversation with the person, how do you go about getting that information as a journalist? Like, is it social media? Is it going through their friends? Is it?
Yeah. There's so many different ways. I mean, social media is obviously the biggest one now, because you can practically know someone's life on social media. But, meeting, this industry is really small. So everyone kind of knows everyone in a way. We all see each other at the red carpets. We're all like giving each other air kisses. You know, it's that kind of vibe. So someone's going to know that person. So usually you'll speak to someone and be like, oh, what's going on with so-and-so?
Right.
Oh, yeah, I just saw her. I was with her on Friday, actually. Yeah, didn't she tell you this? People talk in this industry a lot. So it's weird because, like, some of the stories that I've had over the years have always been like someone's told me something and I've gone, oh, that's great. Yeah, can you tell me a little bit more about that? And it just comes to you sometimes because you're in that mix. Right? So when you're in that mix, things come to you.
And people are oversharers. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you know if what
Especially
they're saying...
at parties.
Yeah, fair.
And when people are drinking. Yeah.
Can relate.
Yeah. How do you... Yes.
The girls' bathrooms. I'm always making friends in the girls' bath.
Oh my God. Please say there's never a journalist around when I'm yapping.
You know the things that I've had sometimes in the girls' bathrooms? I'm like, I could write like a full-on column.
How do you like stop this? Like, if you are at an after party and, for example, you see two people getting off that like shouldn't be getting off.
Yeah.
How do you stop yourself from not writing a story
write
about
that down.
that? Yeah. Like, snap a photo.
I just think everyone's so different. I think, like you said, you know, obviously there are some journalists that are a little bit like, oh, I need to quickly get that story.
Yeah.
And I think my approach is just a little bit more authentic in the sense that, like, I'm not chasing a story. When stories come, they come to me and they're genuine and they're real. And the people that come to me want to be heard. So sometimes it's like, hi, can I speak to you? I want to talk about this. I want to do this. And I'm like, yeah, let's talk. But if I did want to find out something, I would definitely speak to people who know that person, because you'd be surprised by how much people are willing to speak about someone that they know.
Okay. What caliber of celebrity would be doing that? Like, is that the reality TV stars,
all of
or
them.
is it like, but even the more like celebrities, like the Hollywood kind of, are they that, like, you know?
I feel like with the Hollywood ones, I mean, the Hollywood ones are very protective of their privacy. So they're obviously they're a little bit more strict when it comes to these things. So it's like, you've really got to kind of do the rounds to get to them. And even when you do, it's almost like, if you get time with them, you have to quickly just drop something in. And I normally get them at the red carpets, at the premieres, and I'm not supposed to, because they're like, you've got to keep it about the film or the TV show, but you drop a little something. You're like, oh, but you just got back with so-and-so. Like, you just drop it and then you get your exclusive, or you get your, and I feel like with the Hollywood ones, they are so strict because they've been in this industry for many, many years. They know what to do to protect themselves. Yeah. And they're media trained. Yeah. So when they're the reality stars aren't all media trained. So a lot of them are kind of just coming off the back of these shows. And they're like, yeah, I'll do an exclusive. I'll do this. And then afterwards they're like, oh, God, I shouldn't have said that. They're like, hi, can you take that out, babe? And I'm like, yeah, it's posted now. It's live. Sorry.
Has there been, what's the biggest bit of celebrity that's been spilled and you've caught off guard that person that's been like, oh, from your career?
Do you know what? It's like, there's been so many different things. It's like with reality shows, it's like you always get spoilers.
Right.
So like, I'm just trying to remember like specific, I can't remember the top of my head, but it's always like something happened in a reality show and then you bump into one of the cast members and they're like, yeah, actually we're not together anymore, or something like that. They just give you that little bit of info and you're like, oh, well, that's not out in the episode yet and the fans don't know that yet. So so-and-so said that they're not with so-and-so.
Right.
So it's things like that when you just hear a little bit of gossip and you just drop it.
Love that. And in terms of those like red carpet hosting moments, have you had any memorable, awkward scenarios?
I've had so many like really cool moments actually. Like Like when I met Bella Hadid, a few other supermodels at Cannes Film Festival.
Was
really fun. She was so sweet. She's like a proper girl's girl. Like she's like that girl that will like fix your hair in the toilets.
Oh, I love that.
She's the girl that will like be like, oh, you got something on your lips. You know, she's actually so sweet. And she liked my dress that I was wearing, actually. She was like, oh my God, I really love your dress. And I was like, oh my God, it's Bella Hadid. So yeah, it's things like that. Just, I don't know. It's like you kind of watch these people on TV and then you're just partying with them, you know?
Yeah. How do you like compose yourself in that situation?
Yeah, how, please?
Because I'd be like, hi!
Hi! I really want to be friends with you. Yeah. She's so sweet as well. Yeah, do you know what? I think, you know, when you're in that moment, right? I don't know how to explain it. I'm like, because my friends asked me this. When you're in that moment, you're kind of just like so occupied with your job and, oh, does my dress look nice?
Yeah.
Oh, like I'm about to go on the red carpet in a bit. So you're kind of in that work mode. And when you're in that work mode, you're really just focused on getting your job done.
Right.
So then a celebrity just chats to you and you're like, oh, hi. And you're almost quite like robotic in a way, because especially when you've been in this industry for so many years, you don't get starstruck. Because I don't get starstruck anymore.
Really?
No.
Or if it's like Harry Styles came up to you and said,
I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care.
When you were at the beginning, when you were feeling that, like, who's
Yeah.
the biggest person, you were like, oh my God, I
Oh
can't
my God, when
breathe.
I met Justin Bieber,
you
like,
met Justin Bieber?
yeah,
Oh.
but this was when he was, you know, in his early career.
Did he still have the flicky hair?
Yeah, it was the blonde, you know, swept hair look. I was
Wow.
like, oh, Biebs. No, I loved him. He was so nice. I remember I think it was like it was his like movie premiere, Never Say Never.
Yeah.
And it was, I think they did it at the Cineworld in O2 Arena or something like that. It was like a little premiere. And he just kind of started, but there was so many people there. And I remember just being so nervous to even speak to him. And I think I only asked like 2 questions because I was shaking.
Yeah.
Well,
I was in a concert hall and I was
Yeah.
like fucking miles away from him and I was still stood there shaking as if he was stood in front of me.
There's
asking
just
questions.
something about Justin Bieber, isn't
Weird.
it? Like,
Hysteria.
yeah. I'm like, oh my God, don't be a fangirl. Yeah, like but now, like if you put anyone in front of me, I wouldn't be starstruck. I think I'm so, you actually do get, what's the word? Like, is it like numb or something?
Yeah.
You
Get
kind
used to it.
you get so used to it. Genuinely, it's like a job. So you just go in, you're like, oh, who's that? Yeah, Ben Affleck. Okay, let's sit down and do a junket. It's like, you know, you just do your job and you get out, because everyone there is there to do a job. That's the thing. So they're expecting me to turn up. They're also a little bit nervous because they're like, oh, we're about to be interviewed by a journalist. So you got to think about things like that. Everyone's kind of thinking about how they look. And so when you get that into your head, you're like, actually, this is just a job. And everyone's kind of really just wants to get their job done and go home.
But some people don't always want to do the press stuff. Surely those celebrities, who, like, has there been anyone that you've interviewed and you're like, this is difficult?
Oh, yeah. Who's someone from the top of my head? I think it was, Rebel Wilson. She didn't want to do press. I think it was at like the British Film Festival or something. And she was literally like, she just walked past us and was like, nope, don't want to do press. There's a few, like Hugh Grant. Never ever wants to do press, that man.
I mean,
he's quite private. That, like,
I mean,
I've never
he's
seen
very,
like anything about him online.
Yeah.
he's very anti newspaper press,
he never does press. Margot Robbie was really nice. She was so like, yeah, I'll talk to you guys. Like, she was really, really nice. But it's just like, it's Hugh Grant. There's a few people like.
Have you ever been shunned for the publication that you work for? Like, has anyone ever gone like, oh, The Sun? No.
Oh my God, all the time.
Really?
all the time.
Yeah. How do you deal with that?
Yeah.
I mean, when it first started happening, I was like, right, okay, come on, Sukaina, game plan. You're freelance, just say something else.
Sure.
Because when you're freelance, you can kind of get away with it and just, but actually, I'm just freelance. I don't know who this is going off to.
Yeah.
And then they kind of, they're like, oh, okay, all right, you're freelance then. But then when you go in and you just say The Sun, it's like, oh, you know, and I've had that so many times, many times. And it's been very in my face as well when they've done it. They'll be like, who is it? Oh no, I don't want to talk to them. You know, it's very like that. But we've got people kind of on the list at the Sun that just are kind of off limits. So they don't like us, and I guess we don't like them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we have a list. Oh God, I'm telling you guys all the secrets.
Yeah.
That's what you're here
we
for.
have a little list.
Who the hell is on
Yeah,
it?
who know who's on the list?
Oh no, I'm gonna get into
What?
so much trouble. No, I can't.
What are the reasons why they're on the list? Like, why would someone
Well,
be on the list?
yeah, exactly. There's just, you know what? Like, there's some celebs that are they harass us. It can get ugly, you know.
What do you mean in
Yeah.
terms of for us?
Just, you
Have it at
know,
gunpoint.
I don't like this story. Take it down.
Oh,
We're
I
gonna
see.
sue you. We're gonna, you know. So they will make it on the list, or it's people that are like maybe badmouth the Sun. It's just people that are not in our good books.
Right.
So there's usually like this list, and everybody's aware of it. That I don't write a story about this person, and they're on the banned list.
But what if they're a big name that gets numbers?
Yeah, don't most people talk badly about the Sun? No offense.
I know.
But
I
that would
know.
write off quite a lot of celebrities if they were talking badly about the Sun.
Directly.
No.
I know. I'm just like, well, how do they get off the list? Because, you know,
Yeah.
like, and we've had this, like, especially recently when, I can't say who, but it's like, you know, this particular person, he's a reality star and he's on like a very famous competition show right now. And everyone's writing about it. Everyone's talking about, but we can't write about him. It's like,
Wow.
really?
Yeah.
So it's things like that.
Weird.
But do you think it's ever going to change? Like, do you think that once people have that idea in their head that it's not a great publication to get involved with, then you're not going to get out of the books or on the list?
I just don't know. I don't know. I feel like some people definitely have just very strong views about the publication. I guess they have had bad experiences in the past, so it almost kind of scars them from trusting us. But look, I always think, like, you know, give people a chance. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? And this
Yeah.
industry's so small.
Yeah.
So I'm a nice journalist. Like, I won't write bad about you guys. So it's
Yeah.
like, you might bump into a really nice journalist and, you know, so it's like, you shouldn't judge people. I think if you
Sure.
had a bad experience, you shouldn't be like, completely write that publication off.
Yeah.
You know, give us a chance.
I wanted to ask as well, what are the after parties actually like? Are they glamorous? Are they a bit overrated? Like,
You know what? Some of them are, you know. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. I've left a few very early. Yeah, because I'm just like, yeah, it's not a vibe. I'm going home. And some of them are just so cool. Like, I can't really explain it. It's like the fashion after party is always really good. Like the one, for example, at Cannes Film Festival, that was huge because you
Right.
just had everyone. You just had everyone in Cannes Film Festival at the after parties. It was like Floyd Mayweather, like
people drink?
J-Lo.
do people get drunk
Oh yeah,
at these?
of course.
Because if it's a free bar situation, but I assume the after parties, everyone looks so poised and like ready for a photo.
No. That's always just before.
Yeah.
Right.
And then if you fast forward a few hours later,
They're on the floor.
they're on the floor, and that's when you get you get the paps, you get the paps going in from the angles and stuff. Oh
Right.
God, yeah. So no, you know, the after parties, the big ones are always really fun. Like you're just like, oh my God, like Leonardo DiCaprio's over there. It's like, oh, what's
Wow.
going on, Scarlett Johansson? Oh, and it's like, you're just like, am I dreaming a little
Yeah.
bit? Like sometimes you're actually, but they're just normal people. Like they're just
Yeah.
like, they're getting drunk. Like they're just doing their thing. Like they're slurring. They're like falling over. Like it's funny.
Yeah.
Like, and you, it really hits you and you're like, actually, they're just like normal people on a night out.
Yeah.
Wild.
Talented, normal people, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it is cool. It is like when I first started out and I went to a lot of like reality TV show parties, and a lot of the stuff that happens in London is like the UK celebs. And I remember I used to just see the wildest stuff and I used to just be like, this is so interesting. And some of the people on the reality shows, it's funny because they actually act like how they do. Like, for example, on like the Only Res Essex or Made in Chocolate, they actually do act like that.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
Fair.
Yeah. So I'm
They would
like,
say
oh,
for dramatized purposes, we
The storylines are
storylines,
definitely
yeah.
fabricated. But when you kind of see them, because I used to film with people a lot, like behind the scenes, and so you'd see how they act, and you'd be like, oh, you actually are the way that you are on Towie.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, it's things like that. Yeah.
Interesting. I always wonder that with people like Katie Price. It's like, are you really like that behind closed
I've never
doors?
met her, you know.
Yeah, she's so entertaining.
But
to
she
me,
loves
though.
the sun. She
Really?
loves
Yeah,
the
she does
sun.
see her on the sun
She
a lot.
loves us and we love her.
Right.
We write about her every day.
She's got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
So what?
pricey.
No, go on.
Go.
You go, babe.
I was gonna say, what do you like love about the Sun? 'Cause obviously it has got like bad press, but you're working with them obviously like freelance. But
Yeah.
there's stuff that you clearly love about them. What is it? Can you actually give us something to defend their corner?
Listen, I absolutely adore the Sun. No offense, but I mean I love the Guardian, but who's really got time to sort of go
Yeah.
through a whole article when they just kind of want to know what Kim Kardashian wore at the Oscars, right? You're going to go on the Sun. You're going to go on something very easy to read. So I think the Sun do it the best with that. You know, their articles are just quick, catchy, punchy. We have the best exclusives. I mean, what do you want to know? We know it all.
How do you get the best exclusives? Though,
Well, I
compared
mean,
to
we can't
others?
reveal our secrets. Like, you know, I can't reveal, but we have our sources.
Who are the celebrities that get the biggest amount of clicks for you?
Katie Price.
I was just about to say,
Really?
you know,
Queen.
people love a bit of Katie Price. Well, I mean, I do a lot of the TV stuff, so we get a lot of stuff on Holly Willoughby, you know,
Right.
Philip
Yeah.
Schofield, you know,
Anything that's a bit controversial? Do you reckon?
This is gonna make you laugh, but we get a lot of stuff on like Antiques Roadshow,
Oh.
Place in the Sun.
Love it.
No, like these people are like loyal fans
Really?
and readers, and so I'll get emails sent in being like, hi, when's A Place in the Sun next coming on? I'm waiting, hello. So it's kind of like, not only are you a journalist, but you're kind of like
An
a bit of
information
like an
point.
information point, TV guide. You're like some sort of expert. So they like email you. I'll just get random fan emails being like, hi, this show wasn't on this week, so what happened with the TV schedule? Was there a shake-up? And I'm like,
Do you reply?
Not my job.
I get that. I remember one guy was messaging me a lot about The Chase. And I was just like,
Understandably.
okay, I can't remember what his name was, Barry or something. And he was like, hi, it's Barry again. I'm so sorry, but like The Chase hasn't been on and what's going on? I was like, oh God,
That would
Barry, I'm
literally be
just
my
here
mum.
to do my job and get
Yeah.
my check and go home.
Oh my god, that's wild. I fucking love The Chase, just to say so.
I love
who
The
doesn't
Chase.
like
I
The
love a bit
Chase?
Bradley Walsh as well.
Yeah.
And A Place in the Sun.
And A Place
God,
in
it's
the
like going on
Sun.
holiday in your living room.
Love.
Exactly, yeah. So we have things like that. You know, they love a bit of like Laura Hamilton, Place from the Sun.
Right.
She always posts those like bikini photos.
Oh,
Get a
I
lot of
didn't know
clicks on
that.
those kind of articles.
What are
Lots
your-
of reality stuff as well.
What are your thoughts on them commenting on, you know, the whole body side of things? So I know that's been a big thing with the tabloids, that they go to, you know, body image and
Yes.
a lot to do with attacking women. Do you have any personal feelings on that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously this is my personal feelings, not linked to the Sun. I would say I'm definitely a huge advocate for body positivity. So that's definitely something that like I try not to engage in too much. Definitely when I'm kind of writing stories, I am very particular about how I phrase things. So a story will come in and they'll be like, you know, for example, Demi Moore, grandmother, looks great at 65 or whatever, you know, something like that. And it's always
Yeah.
like, oh, her age is always like a big thing. And I'm just kind of like, why do we need to talk about a woman's age? And why
Right.
do we need to say how great she is? Like, she's great anyway. Why does it matter that she's a grandmother? You know, but it's like grandmother in capital letters.
Yeah.
So I'm really particular about how I phrase things in an article, because I always think to myself, well, how would I feel if someone's writing an article about me? Or so I'm sensitive, especially when someone's just had a baby. I'm really not okay with that. Like, so I'll phrase it differently, or I'll go to my editor and be like, hey, like, how should I sound? Like, how should the tone be like for this? And we are, you know, people always think like journalists are very cutthroat and we don't care, but you know what, like we do care. We are human beings, and I know we write articles sometimes and it's like, oh my god, why would you say that? But we do care sometimes, and we do have to read over things that we say, and we're like, that didn't sound good. And I do a lot of that when I'm writing my articles.
I'd say arguably the things that always come up first on like SEO is like if someone's picking apart someone's appearance, like so they're describing someone on the beach and maybe they've got cellulite or something like that. Do you genuinely have the autonomy, if someone's going, well, if you describe her like that in the headline, then that's going to get more clicks? Do you have the autonomy to go, well, I don't want to do it that way, and this is how I'm going to present it?
No, is the answer, because the editors are the ones who make that final call. But do I have a bit of input? Can I voice my opinion anyway and hope to be heard? Yes.
Okay.
And luckily I have an amazing editor. Shout out to Jack. He's fabulous. And he always kind of takes on board what we say. And so like if we really did have like a headline that was so, I don't know, just a bit sleazy, or you know, like just didn't sound right, then I would voice it. I'd be like, this, you know, should we change this to this maybe?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, it's my name on the article.
Yeah, that's
and I'm the one that gets the hate, and it's happened to me so much. Like
that's what I was going to say. Like, what is the difference between like a journalist and an editor? Because I actually didn't even know. Like journalist wise, that was a thing. I just thought it was a writer.
I know. It's the hierarchy, isn't it? It's like, the editor's obviously at the top. He's the boss, or she, and everything sort of goes through them. So I wouldn't be able to change a headline, but I would say, hey, can we change this? And then he might come back and be like, or no. Actually, no, we're keeping this one, because. And you got to think, so there's the editor, and then there's the production editors, and then there's the people kind of above them, right? So it's not just the editors, it's the people above the editors, it's the big bosses, and they want that headline. So it's difficult, you know, and it's like, but I've definitely had, you know, things like this in the past where I've just gone, actually, can you maybe not put me on this story? Or, you know, I feel a bit triggered, or so I do voice it, because at the end of the day, you know, my name is on that story, and I never ever want to come across as someone who body shames women, because that's not me, and that's not what I stand for, and I've always been an advocate for body positivity, so I can't do that to myself.
Are you allowed to tell us what stories you were like not happy with in terms of headlines?
I don't think I can. I don't think I can. I think I might get into trouble.
Do you ever find that people treat you differently as a female journalist rather than being a male journalist?
Ooh, that's a good question. Kind of. Yes.
In what way?
I think sometimes, and I've had this particularly with the men that I interview, that can be a little bit flirty.
Yeah.
That can be a little, I'm not really going to take your job seriously, but let's go for a drink kind of thing. Yeah. You know? And I've dealt with that a lot over the years. And I try and be very professional and just be like, okay, but can you answer my question, please? Thank you. You know, it's like, I don't know. As women, we're kind of taught, oh, don't be horrible to men.
Yeah.
Be very sweet and polite and
or take advantage of that. Take advantage of the fact that they're flirting.
Yeah. But sometimes I'm like, you know, actually I kind of just want to be taken seriously, please. Thank you very much. I have a job. I kind of want to get it done and go home. And I found sometimes people don't really take you that seriously, especially men. Okay. I've had that a lot with sports stars and a lot of, I won't say any names, but
please say some names.
I can't absolutely not, but they know who they are, and you know, a lot of sort of athletes, and you know, it's not nice because you're there to do a job, and you kind of just want to do it really well and feel like, this person just kind of respected me for it. And I sometimes ask myself, well, if I was a guy, would he have spoken to me like that?
Yeah.
We have to deal with it. Sometimes we do. And
Do you not feel like that happens with like female, like, so if a male interviewer was asking a female, do you not feel like they'd get the same attention? Have you ever seen that?
I haven't. No, I haven't. That's very interesting, but I have not seen that. And I feel like sometimes when I've been on the red carpets and I've sort of seen women interviewing like a male star, women are usually very polite, very just kind of like, oh, hello, sir. Like, you know, we are like that. I think it's just, we just conditioned to be like that with men. It's like, well, don't, you know, be horrible to them. You don't want to come across, can I swear on here? Yeah. You don't want to come across as a bitch, right? And if you're a bit assertive, oh, you're a bitch.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, okay, but then if I'm too nice, I'm literally getting walked all over now.
Yeah.
So it's always really hard. And you've got to be able to really stand your ground, but also do it with a smile on your face.
Yes. No, thank you.
Because I'm still a woman at the end of the day. So, you know,
Yeah.
it's kind of like that. Yeah.
Have you ever actually gotten with anyone you've interviewed or
Got
celebrities?
with?
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting really juicy. She just dropped that one. Oh, God.
Or celebrities or anyone like that? Just out of interest.
Okay. I mean, I'm very professional. You know, have there been really kind of nice gentlemen in the past that I've met that just so happen to be in the limelight and asked me on a date? Maybe. But you know, it's not something that I look for. Like,
yeah, no, obviously, yeah.
but it's always been very authentic. You know, if someone was like, hey, you know what, I'm in London this weekend, would love to take you out for dinner or something. If it's someone that I vibe with, then great. And if it's Leonardo DiCaprio, why not?
Yeah.
No, he wouldn't date me because I'm 29.
No, that's
Yeah,
the
you're-
thing.
So no, it's finished now.
Yeah.
I'm out. But yeah, no, I think, you know, because sometimes they are really nice. They're very charming.
Yeah.
It's annoying because I can't say names, but some actors are incredibly charming.
Got the
Yeah.
allure.
Yes. Yeah, they really do have that
Mm.
energy to them. It's like very magnetic. And you're
Yeah.
like,
Right.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a weird. I hear a lot of things going around, little rumors that a lot of people that are, you know, big in the showbiz as well, they're very famous.
Yeah.
In fact, they like going with normal people.
Yes.
Like affairs and
Yeah.
kind of cheating is quite a big thing. Do you see that a lot?
I do. I do. I think because you have to understand that when you're in the public eye, you're so used to having other people in the public eye around you. You're in that same world, you're in that little mix. So when you meet someone who's kind of just like ordinary, maybe
Yeah.
it's refreshing, it's different, and they want to try it kind of thing. It's like that. And it's kind of like that for us normal people. We meet a celebrity and you're like, oh, it'd be really cool to date like a guy from a boy band or something. So it's kind of like that for them, but it's
Right.
the opposite. But I know a lot of musicians, like singers, artists, they don't like to go with like normal people just because you might have that situation of like that person might be a fan or like a groupie or something. So they tend to go, like, for example, celebrities will go with celebrities, right? But they will date the normal people.
Yeah.
It's just
Oh.
very
Hush,
On the
hush
down
hush.
low.
And they will definitely be going on dates with them and things like
Yeah,
that.
on the side.
Yeah, they're organising the meetups and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
So on the vibe of celebrity gossip that we've heard, we've got a little game where we're going to fill in the blanks of some wild celeb rumors.
Ooh, I love a game.
Love a little
Yeah.
game. Love it.
Game.
Okay, so I'm gonna give blank for the blanks. What? Okay, so here we go. The rumor, the theory that blank was arriving to the blank tour stage every night by hiding in a janitor cart. I thought it was just another version of a ridiculous theory that they snuck out of her house by hiding in a giant suitcase.
Oh.
I'm thinking with tour eras, Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I'm thinking Taylor Swift
Yeah,
too.
I know.
Is
I
it
just
Taylor Swift? Oh my
Really?
god, okay.
So she was snuck out of her house.
It seems like something Taylor would do, isn't it?
She's quite tall. I don't know if she'd fit in a suitcase. No?
That's true.
I saw her in like a hostess trolley once. Have I got that completely wrong? No.
So she was hiding in a janitor car. Gosh, she loves hiding in things.
Yeah, she does, doesn't she? Oh, Taylor.
Okay, Ellie, next one.
Oh, blank having an affair and fathering a child with his family's longtime housekeeper.
Oh. First thought was David Beckham. because
Yeah,
I thought
it's
nanny.
giving like footballer, isn't it? Like ex-Premier League footballer.
Yeah, but fathering a child going as far
Fathering a
to.
child. God. Okay.
Is it like Carl Walker or something like that?
Who?
This is
Carl
like
Walker. Carl Walker's always like.
I don't know who that is. Is it football?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
no.
always cheating on
Oh.
someone.
no.
Yeah,
Excuse me
Sam.
for there, Carl.
Sorry, Carl.
No idea.
I don't know.
Ben
Who's that?
Affleck.
Yeah,
Oh.
is it someone like him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no! I have a story about him actually.
Go.
So I've never actually met him before, but my friend met him once in London actually, in Claridge's. And she went up to him and was just like, "Oh my God, you're so nice." And because she's German, she says something to him in German. And he just kind of looked at her like she was a crazy, batshit crazy woman. And he was like, and the people that was with her just looked at her and she was like, I was really upset. She was like, I ran off crying. And I was like, oh.
Oh no.
Is he not actually
Apparently
German?
he's not that nice.
Oh.
He doesn't look that. Sorry. I'm gonna get bitchy now.
And I don't know if he's maybe not even German. I mean, she was very confused. She was like, I said something to him and he just looked at me like I was crazy. And I was like, oh,
Is that how his accent is?
yeah.
Is he from Germany?
Well, I think he is, isn't he not?
We're
Maybe
just
he's a
making
fake
your
German.
assumptions here, and he's just
We're just
like
making assumptions. But yeah, I was like, I mean, I never met
Austrian.
him, but oh, he's
Oh.
Austrian. Okay.
Well, that's different to German, is it not?
Is he half? Yeah, he does, right? Yeah, well, that's what she
Okay.
thought. And then he just looked at her like, you're weird.
Oh,
you're
God.
crazy.
A smile wouldn't go amiss.
Yeah.
Just a
I
Thumbs
can't
up.
believe
no
it.
speaking
But then apparently the staff in Claridge's said that he wasn't nice as well.
Oh, well.
Maybe he just doesn't like people.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Some celebrities,
Fair enough.
I think some celebrities just don't think they need to owe anything to anyone.
Yeah.
And I get that, but also be polite. I've had that. I went to
Yeah.
a show and I saw Taron Egerton at the stage door. And I was
Oh.
absolutely starstruck, and he'd just been in Kingsman. He wasn't that big yet.
Yeah.
And my friend, like, obviously I was carrying the corner. I couldn't ask myself.
Yeah,
My friend was
yeah.
like, "Can we have a photo?" And he was like, "No, sorry, it's my day off." Which I do get, but come on, it's just two little girls here.
Do you know who I love? And I'm just like obsessed with her. I hope one day I meet her because I haven't met her yet. Selena Gomez.
Oh,
yeah, she looks lovely.
I just think
Okay.
I'd be really good friends with her.
Yeah.
I'm kind of obsessed with her.
Fair. This is a call
That's
to
fair.
action.
I'm putting it out. I'm putting it out to the universe. Selena Gomez, me and you, hon. We're
Yeah.
gonna do an
Love it.
interview.
Love it. Okay, the next one. Blank is a vampire.
Oh.
I actually remember this, but I can't remember who it was. Like I remember it going round.
They're fiction, no? Blank
I
is a
don't know.
vampire.
I can't remember, but I remember it going round.
Wait, is it what's her name? Kristen Stewart or
But
something?
she was
She was
that's
a
fiction.
fictional.
Was
but
it
in
someone
real
like
life-
Cara Delevingne?
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
Who's giving pale?
Yeah, who's
Me.
giving pale?
Me in the winter.
I'm just trying to think.
Ed Sheeran?
Ed Sheeran?
Oh God.
Oh.
Oh, what's
Nicolas
his name?
Cage.
Nicolas Cage. There
Nicolas
we go.
Cage. Interesting.
I wouldn't care enough to think about him to form an opinion on what
I
fictional
know.
character
He's
he
just one of
is.
them actors that he's just kind
There.
of.
In the
He's there,
background.
isn't he?
He
just
seems
there.
quite nice though. And
All
from
those like
the acting
cinephiles
I've
at
seen-
home are going to be there, just absolutely seething. Okay.
Okay, next
Nice.
one. Blank had 2 ribs removed out of vanity.
Oh, this has got to be someone like Kim Kardashian.
No, Katie Price. Surely it's Katie Price.
Oh,
No.
it's either Kim
Look at the gods.
Kardashian or Katie Price.
Who's
I reckon it's Katie
who's
Price.
who do I look at their ribs?
What? Do you look at anyone's ribs?
Or like some sort of
No.
supermodel. Is it like Naomi
Maybe.
Campbell or something?
Cher!
Do you
Cher.
believe? Sorry.
Oh my God! Apparently, Cher's worn wigs all their life
Oh my
as well.
God. I mean, she looks fabulous these days. I want to know who does her facelift.
Oh yeah,
She looks amazing.
and her rib
I mean,
removal.
Yeah, I know,
know.
rib
Just
removal.
banging.
Oh, that's interesting.
Do you not need those? ribs? Do you not?
Yeah, you're like, do we not need our ribs?
No, but people get them shaved, don't they?
Oh, what?
Yeah, they're
Is
like
that a
shave
thing?
down their ribs so then their waist is smaller.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
No.
She was like, no, just take the whole things out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Fine.
don't need them.
Okay. This is another one. For some inexplicable reason, a rumour took hold that blank actually died in 2000 when blank was in its prime and dominating the music charts. Afraid of losing one of their biggest money makers, record label bosses cloned blank using her stem cells. Yep, you read that right. Even today, some fans insist it's true because the pop queen looks a little different now to how she did back then. Avril Lavigne, isn't it?
I was going to say Britney Spears.
I was going to say
Oh.
Britney.
Really? I thought it was Avril.
Both
But
of
now
them.
when I read and people say that she's one of their biggest money makers, I think some people have died in the past and they'd care more to clone them than Avril Lavigne.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the old Freddie
I
Mercury.
can't. Has she got any new songs out these days? She hasn't. She's so quiet. She just lives a low key life now, I think.
But then again, Britney does act a bit like a clone.
Yeah, and
These
also
days.
obviously there's all these
clone?
theories,
Is
isn't
that the
there,
right word?
about Britney not being like she's been cloned.
Yeah, her
you know,
teeth
like
are
the
different.
Photoshop pictures, the CGI, the weird CGI stuff. You know, the selfie with Paris Hilton.
Exactly.
So all this stuff is screaming Britney.
It is.
Or not Britney.
Who is it? Who is it? Beyonce.
Beyonce!
Knowles Carter.
Oh, people have lost it.
Yeah,
their
they
mind.
really have
no
lost it.
way.
Interesting.
Clones. They'd come out with that now by then if that was a real
Do you know
thing.
who else I thought of? It's crazy. Michael Jackson. Because didn't they say he's actually isn't there a theory that people say he's actually alive?
Yeah.
And they've seen that you've seen that guy that they keep taking pictures of that looks like him or something, and
On
they said
TikTok?
that was him. Yeah.
Oh, I've never
Wild.
seen that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean,
Oh, was that his last public appearance?
What's you?
what?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Niche information about Ellie Hour.
Wait,
What?
That's so she just dropped that as well.
Actually, what? I literally put it every time that Michael Jackson comes up. I always tell people that.
Was it
when he
in
did
the
that
UK?
This Is It, saying that he was going to do the This
the
Is It
tour?
tour?
Yeah.
Why were you there?
Because it was X Factor,
You
like
live in Biggleswade.
live. Yeah, I came. I actually lived in Spain at the time. I came over for X
You
Factor.
got on a plane.
Yeah, for X Factor live tour.
Wow. Okay then.
And then
Sounds
Michael
like we have a
Jackson was
fan.
there.
At the X Factor live tour.
Yeah, he was announcing his tour, and I actually had no idea who Michael Jackson was.
Right. Well, it's wasted on her, really, isn't it?
This is hilarious.
She's a
Yeah.
pop culture reporter, by the way, for a bit
Yeah.
of background. And she didn't know who Michael Jackson was in 2007. Wow.
Yeah.
But you were there for X Factor live on tour, so I respect that.
JLS and
Oh.
Alessandra Burke.
No, I miss X
Like,
Factor.
come on.
I miss X Factor.
Yeah, JLS.
It's just
is
not what
bigger.
it was anymore.
No.
X Factor.
Is
No.
it on anymore?
No.
No.
They tried to do that celebrity one, didn't they?
Oh yeah, I
That
forgot
didn't
about
work.
that.
But the reason why like that popped off, even like when One Direction were on it, they would be pap doing everything, walking to the shop, getting a Greg's, getting
Yeah.
coffee.
But you know, the thing is, people don't really care about TV anymore. You know, like we don't watch things
Yeah.
like The Late Late Show anymore. Like it's all about TikTok and content now.
You're right.
People just want quick, boom. Attention spans are non-existent.
True. Like
Okay.
Celebrity Big Brother, I haven't even been watching the series, but I've been watching the TikTok shorts of like
Yeah.
Sharon and Louis
Same.
spilling the tea.
Yeah.
They must be a nightmare for their PR team.
Do you know what? First of all, I love like Sharon Osbourne. I think
Yeah.
she's brilliant. And
Yeah.
you know, obviously they're doing the whole GoFundMe thing so that they can
What?
so fans are starting like this GoFundMe thing to keep Sharon Osbourne on the show. So ITV can pay her. Yeah. But I mean, I don't blame them because Sharon is what we call TV gold. She
Yeah.
is. I know some people find her annoying, but she is really funny.
Yeah, she is.
And she says the most wild, unfiltered stuff,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? But she says it in this like sweet, like voice. So, I mean, we don't really know exactly what the tea is, but we assume it's something very wild because they have all worked with each other for many, many years. And they probably know Simon kind of like inside out because when you work with people, it's like your colleague. You know, like even the most kind of not so great things about your colleagues, right? So it's things like that. And I think people are just sort of dying to know what it is. But I mean, you're all looking at me. I haven't got any inside scoop about it yet.
Right.
But if I do, I'll let you guys know. But at the moment, we
Exclusive.
don't know anything.
Wow.
Yeah, we don't.
Love it.
Blank has a gerbil fetish.
Strange.
Okay, this rumour seemed to be everywhere in the early 90s and remained something of an urban legend. The chatter was that Blank included gerbils in a certain bedroom activity of his, and then he once wound up in the emergency room because of it. At the time, everyone seemed to know someone who had seen copies of the X-ray evidence. There was also a rumour that he stuck a hamster up his bum.
Did you say X-ray or X-rated?
X-ray
I'm actually
evidence.
in shock by that one. I'm actually in shock. I don't even know what to say to that.
Who looks like they've got a gerbil fetish?
Who's obtained things from the Freedom of Information Act from the NHS to get someone's X-rays of a gerbil up
You
their
never know
bum?
what the sun can get now.
Listen, don't make me. I'll make some calls.
Whoa, so the 90s. That is
The
horrific.
90s.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Oh
even.
God,
compute
I'm a
that.
95 baby.
96. Who was
Who was
popping
alive
about?
and popping around that time?
Best not be someone like Robbie Williams, because I'm ever such a fan.
Oh my
Gary
God.
Barlow.
yeah.
Maybe who looks like a gerbil?
What?
'Cause
And
you're
they're trying to-
attracted.
Gary Barlow.
Gary Barlow. He does look like a
Maybe.
gerbil.
Kind of speaks like a gerbil.
He's
as
just a-
well.
What list are we talking? Like A list, B list, A list?
Oh, Hollywood. Are we talking? Oh,
Oh,
interesting.
what?
Okay. Who have we got?
Brad Pitt.
Is it some? Yeah, like Brad Pitt. Is it someone like I don't know?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, Richard
Oh.
Gere. Oh my goodness.
Does
on
he
some-
scream? I
I
shove
mean, he
gerbils up my
does look a
arse?
bit like a gerbil.
He's on that gerbil.
He's got the gerbil facial expressions.
You're right. There's three people. You either look like a frog, rat, or clearly a gerbil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Right.
he's the gerbil,
He's
isn't
the
he?
gerbil.
He's the gerbil.
Horrible piece of
Oh
information.
my God, Pretty Woman vibes.
Oh no, that's not pretty.
No, it's not pretty at all.
No.
At all. No. Wow,
Okay.
the world of celebrities is crazy. I'd love to be
Yeah.
a celebrity for the day, wouldn't you?
I'd love to.
I'd
Yeah.
love to.
No.
Who would you want to be for a
Why?
day?
For a day, actually. Depends where they live. Because I've only got a day, so I can't travel anywhere. So I'm going to have to look at where their prime location is, so I can now I'm spending it
Yeah.
in a nice.
As in someone that has a talent as well. So when I sing, I'm like,
Ooh.
I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa, I can sing. Or I'd like to see also how people treated me behind
Yeah.
closed doors, but then I would like to see how I wouldn't like to be a celebrity. I'd like to be a fly on the wall in a room where
Okay.
like they're shoving gerbils up their bum.
Yeah. Do you want to come back to journalism?
Yeah, that's
I'll
the
get you a
thing.
job at the Sun.
I love being. I love going to celebrity wormholes. I love all that stuff, but I just
Ooh.
couldn't find the fine line between like I want to be the
Yeah,
celebrity.
you just don't want what comes with the fame.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
Oh,
I
no,
feel
no,
like
as in,
I don't.
I don't want to be a reporter. I want to be the celebrity.
Oh, you want to be the celeb, do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Big and famous.
Let's make it happen. Come on, let's manifest it. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah. Who's your person? Who would you like to be?
I don't know. I quite like being myself. To be
Oh, brilliant. Boring.
Oh, what a nice answer.
That is nice.
I
What
want
about
to
you?
be Jennifer Aniston, I think.
Yeah.
I just love to go
Oh,
back
yeah,
in
fair.
Friends days,
iconic.
being on
Yeah.
set. I'd love to live like her for just
No,
one
yeah.
day.
if I can go back to when they were filming Friends, then I'd be Jennifer
The
Aniston.
good old days. Yeah.
I think
For
yeah,
sure.
the ideal celeb as well is someone that's made that amount of fortune, and
Yeah.
she's still remained to have quite a
Yeah.
private life,
Yeah.
hasn't she?
I'd quite like to be J-Lo as well.
Oh yeah.
Imagine just waking up and seeing
No.
your body like that.
Have you
Oh.
seen her new film thing?
No.
Oh, it's getting so much hate.
It's not the
She's
best.
getting dragged. But here's the thing with J-Lo, right? She's obviously really trying to stay on top of things. She's at that age. And artists, when they kind of, especially females, when they kind of hit that age, she's in her 50s, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when they hit that age, the media's not that nice to them.
Mm.
And it's almost like you have to stay relevant.
Yeah.
So she is doing whatever she can to stay relevant. And obviously she wanted to create this movie, which is basically about her life.
Right.
It's about her love life as well
Yeah,
with
it's
Ben
just about
Affleck. And everyone's
and
just a
Ben.
bit like, okay. And you funded it all by yourself because no one else wanted to
It's not
back
hurting
it.
anyone.
But do you know
Have you
what?
watched
It's
it?
bloody J-Lo. If she wants to make a movie about herself,
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
can.
And I'd rather do that than go on The Masked Singer or like.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
You know what I mean?
No shades of the
No
Masked
shades.
Singer.
It's actually a really good program, but like I feel like that marks the
Yeah.
maybe end of your.
Yeah.
career.
Because I think, because what she's trying to do is obviously she's got the producer hat on. So she's obviously really trying to. She doesn't just want to be known as a singer, and she doesn't just want to be known as an actress. She's going behind the scenes because there's longevity in that and there's money in that.
Yeah.
So she's like, okay, I'm going to make a movie about my life, about some of the standout moments in my life. And one of them was my love story with Ben Affleck, which everybody loved at the time and the perhaps media were going crazy over. And so she's just kind of,
That's
she's
fair, yeah.
she's monetized on that.
Wouldn't we
But
all
everyone's
wanna do
hating on
that?
it.
Yeah. I'd love to see a movie about my life.
Yeah.
Why
I'd
not?
love-
I would
Yeah.
love that too.
I would love to have 20 million.
Yeah,
yeah,
to be able to
Yeah.
make it, right?
Yeah.
Get there first.
Well, love it. This has been the most interesting conversation. Thank you for
Oh,
joining
lovely.
us.
Thank you for having me, girls. No,
Yeah.
I've loved it.
Love it.
Woo.
Love it. Yeah. Thank you so much. Do you want to plug your socials or anything like that?
Yeah, go on then. Sukaina TV, Instagram, Sukaina Louisa, TikTok. You can find me on Google. Type in my name. I'm everywhere.
Gorgeous. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
and we will see you
you.
next week for another episode of Tea at 4.
Woo!